everyone, and welcome to the Vair Community Interview episode. Yet another episode where you will get to know everything raw and unfiltered about the interview experience from the top B schools. Today we have Mr. Nikhileshwar with us, and he has the vision to create a change in the management system and bring forth his uh, acumen and aptitude and expertise on the financial domain. He wants to bring all of this to the forefront and fix a lot of gaps, a lot of issues that are currently existing in the system. So, with a great vision, Nikhileshwar had set out to prepare for the aptitude and selection mastery for getting into the top B schools. And today, we're going to discuss how his experience at these top B school interview has been like. So, the business schools that you've got a call from Nikhileshwar is IMT, TAPMI, GIM, and Great Lakes. So these are the four top B schools he's got a call for, and he's going to talk about these interviews. Welcome, Nikhileshwar.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for.
All right, so I'm so excited to have you here, and congratulations on getting all these calls. So let's get discussing, right? Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell us all about it. So we'll start with the first one. So you got through the GIM Achievers round, Goa Institute of Management. So
Yes.
tell us, how was the experience? Did you go on campus? Was it online? And what was the process like? How many panelists were there? And what were the questions asked?
Yes, ma'am. So actually, Goa Institute of Management interviews was held at their college itself. So it was an offline interview. And coming back to my background, I didn't attended any interview from last 2 years. I was working, and when I went there, it was an offline interview, and there were two panelists. So at the beginning, we were told to sit in a place, and they introduced us about their college and showed us some presentation, and we were called according to serial number they had given over there. So the panelists were very calm, and it wasn't like a strict or
Stress interview.
some grilling interview. They
Okay.
started with the basic question like, "Tell me about yourself," which actually I have prepared very well, and with the practice sessions which I had with you and all, it was very that question went very well, and also I had few finance technical questions like what is beta, and also few formula based questions, like they asked me about standard deviation and tell me about the formula. And also I got few questions from my work experience, and the interview was around 15 to 18 minutes at max, and it was a short interview, and I was able to answer very well. Got As it was my first interview, I got held up with one or two questions, I guess, but overall I kept my calmness, and I was very happy at the end that my first interview went like according to me. So that was all about my Go Institute of Management. There was only one round after that. So
Great. So the results are still awaited as we record this conversation today. So let's hope for the best, Nikhileshwar. All the best to you. And I'm so glad that you feel good. The feel good factor after an interview is very important. Something that I have always focused on. It doesn't matter whether you get through or not. If you get through, of course, it matters a lot. But it's always that feel good factor you should leave the campus with. And I'm sure the visit to the campus must have been really beautiful. It's called
yes,
God's own
that
campus.
was very good. And my interview was scheduled. I had to come over there at 9 o'clock, so the view was very good that time. It was very nice.
I
Uh,
can completely vouch for it.
and
Great.
also, what you said was very true, ma'am. Actually, what you were telling me before the interview also to give my 100% and to be satisfied. That's all it matters. So I was focusing on that before, like few minutes ago during the interview, to give my best, whatever the result might be, but to give my 100% and to be satisfied with my answer. So that really helped me at those last few moments to keep myself calm.
That's so good to know. I'm so glad you were able to implement the learnings. All right, moving on to the next experience. Tell us about IMT.
Yes, ma'am. So IMT, they have centers in major metropolitan cities. So they don't call us to their college, but it's an offline interview. So as I'm a working professional, I was working in Bangalore. So I had interview in college, but I'm not, unable to recall the college. But it was in the college in Bangalore. So at the beginning, we had a written ability test. It was based on AI, but I'm not able to recall like the topic
Topic.
entirely. But it was related to AI and how the economy is driven by the AI. So something related to that. And we had 30 minutes to write on it. And there was no word limit, but we had only a single page. We should write only with it.
On both the sides. You
Uh,
can't ask for extra sheet.
yes,
That
yes.
must have been the norm. Great.
Yes. So after that, again they displayed some of their college presentation, like they introduced about their campuses, and later on they called us for the interview again sequential wise. So the interview here also it went really well. So we were called sequentially, and before we enter, they assess our written ability test, and they might ask or they may not ask about it, but they assess it a few minutes before we enter. So again, there were two panelists, and here the interview was a little different because here, as I was an engineer, so they asked me about AI and how, and also they asked me the engineer what I learned in engineering, these AI/ML subjects, how it relates in this finance field. So they asked me
Okay.
related these questions, and also I was able to answer very well. So they digged up technically in AI, how those indexes work, how the efficiency of the AI model comes around. And luckily, I read about this, so I was able to answer very well. And also, there were some of the general knowledge questions like as I was an engineer, I completed my engineering VTU board. So it was Vishweshwaraya Technology University. So they asked me who was Vishweswaraya, what was he known
Oh,
for. So it was a very good interview. Two panelists were also one panelist were more focused on my work experience. He asked me about what and all projects I handled,
mm-hmm.
and what was your role on it. And one more panelist were more on this general knowledge questions, and
Okay.
how did you go about it. So
So basically, the two interviews you discussed so far, I believe that one is, of course, know your profile in and out. So whatever work ex if you have, pressure the projects you've undertaken as an extracurricular activity, maybe, or any leadership roles you have taken up. The second is current affairs. I feel that's very important as per our conversation here. And thirdly, I think the academic related questions which a lot of people skip. So being updated about your past academics and how it will integrate to the field you are trying to pick up in the future. So
yes.
that's a great mix of questions that you were able to answer across these two interviews. All right,
Yes,
let's
ma'am.
move on
And
to the third one.
one more point which I'm
Yeah, yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
proud of it in the IMT like interview was I was able to grasp their interest on something which I was good at, which we have discussed also during those mock interviews. So when they asked me about AI, I was able to grasp their interest towards my final year project, which I worked on deep learning face liveness detection. So they actually asked me about a few questions about it, and I was really happy at that moment that I was able to pull their attention towards my final year project, and I was knowing all things about it. We also got a and as I told you, we also got funding from Karnataka institution. So
Yes.
I was very keen about it, so I was like I answered it very well. So something which I wanted to mention right now. So
Oh wow, that's great. So basically, I think we had a great conversation. We had a very deep conversation on this funding that you had received and the AI part of your project, which
yes,
during the mock interview, and I told you that you come prepared with this again. You were a little
yes,
under prepared with it.
yes,
So
ma'am.
I think you got
Actually,
your moment of euphoria over there, which I can see on your face even now. I'm so glad that it clicked right there, you know.
yes, ma'am. Right after that mock interview, I started to research about what and all I did in my project, because it was 2.5 years ago, so I was not able to recall. But later on, I was very happy that I noted down everything what I did 2.5 years ago, because I was able to tell those things at the interview.
That's amazing to know. All right, so moving on to the third one, let's go for GLIM, Great Lakes, right? Institute
Yes,
of
ma'am. So,
Management.
for Great Lakes, as I had more than 2 years of experience, I had applied for both their courses, that is
Mhm.
postgraduate diploma in management and PGPM. So PGDM is anyone with including freshers can apply for PGDM
Right.
course, and PGPM is only for those who has more than 2 years of
Yeah,
work
two
experience.
years of working.
So I got shortlisted for both the courses, and PGDM course, they were very happy that being an engineer, I had completed CFA level 1, that is Chartered Financial Analyst level 1. So
Yes, I'll
they
just mention it for the viewers. So Nikhileshwar, though he is an engineering, he has completed his engineering, but post that he completed CFA level one, which is a big feat, and it actually added to his profile because it shows that he's not only switching to MBA finance just like that, but he actually has done his research. At the same time, he has done other preparatory exams and he's cleared that as well. So he has that knowledge and that clarity about the field he's about to enter. So yes, absolutely, Nikhileshwar.
Yes, ma'am. So they were very happy that I had I had knowledge on finance. So they understood that I want to do this. So they also started to ask me that about the algorithmic trading. Like how do you build a algorithm trading? Because I talked about it, and
Right.
again I had researched about it before itself, that you have to include those APIs from the BSc NSC, and I had jotted down some of the technical terms which I need to use for that, and again it worked well with me. I was able to explain them from scratch to build a algorithmic trading which works well. So that was something they were impressed. And second thing, they also
Brilliant. That's really good. I mean, the kind of research you've put in, that's also great. I mean, it's easier said than done, but you've actually put in a lot of research. You went back to 2 years, you know, 3, 4 years back, and then you went through the revisions, and then you saw what would could be the recent update, and you went through that as well. तो एक तरह से क्वेश्चन पेपर लीक हो गया था ना निखिलेश्वर.
yes,
It's
ma'am,
like
actually.
as if you had already prepared for the exact
Exactly.
questions. And like I always say, I think from the three interview experiences you've discussed so far, it's like you were directing the interview, which
Yes,
is very
ma'am.
important for any aspirant. I am so proud right
Yeah,
now.
ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, please add. Please continue. You were going to add something to this experience.
Yes, ma'am. So they asked me regarding, actually, while introducing, I told us about my project. So, and also I emphasized more on finance also, as I cleared CFA level on. So they asked me about algorithmic trading at the beginning itself, and they were happy. And again, I got few questions like, what is sentiment analysis, and how the market like depends on these sentiment analysis. And as you said, I had researched about these trending financial terms and finance questions which they might ask. So it was one of them, so I was able to handle that question also well. And later on I got some few basic work experience questions, and the interview was also done very well. So they were also very happy. They started to uh, tell me how the and also they asked me that last question, like, what do you have any question for us? So as you also mentioned that we need to be prepared for that, we shouldn't leave it
Yes.
as something. So I also asked them about their curriculum and how I can leverage it, and they were very happy. They actually explained me around 3 to 4 minutes about it, and they were really happy that I asked something very specific. As you said, it shouldn't be something very basic also, like some
You asked something which was relevant to
yes,
you
ma'am.
and the
So
institute.
yes, so they were very happy. So this interview also really went very well.
Brilliant, brilliant.
This was online. So the
Okay,
PGDM on
okay.
interview was online, and sorry, I didn't mention it, but they have a AI proctored interview. So we have
Hmm.
to clear it. So basically, the AI asked us around 2 to 3 questions at max, and it's not about our profile. It's about our profile. Sorry, it's about our
Okay.
profile, and it's a very basic question. It just need to know how we are good at our speech, and how we can answer the question very specific and on point. So and for the AI interview, I was very chill because these SMT
Very
sessions
chill.
were really
I
heavy.
mean, it's so good to hear these words from you all. I knew from before, I had researched from before. Very chill. Means these are the adjectives you people are using to describe your interview experience. And oh my God, what I've seen you all through.
Thanks to
So
you,
good to
ma'am,
hear this.
actually, because I was exposed to these interviews and these conversations very before. I really was so chill that I really went out. I had my AI interview at 3 o'clock. I went out to have lunch with my friends, and I came around 2:30 to my house, and I went in. So because I
Oh
was
wow.
quite confident, like I could answer these questions very well. So and it really went very well. So after that,
I'm
you'll be
sure.
shortlisted for the main interview, which I discussed.
So there was a preliminary AI proctored round, which was pretty simple. It had 2 to 3 questions, and they basically wanted to check like whether it's also to check whether your setup is all right or not. Technically sound. So it's also a mock kind of a thing for you all. At the same time, they want to know basic things and basic if you just clear. So mostly all of them clear this, I guess, and that's how you went forward with the PI that you spoke to us about. Great. Thank you for adding that detail. So, yes, can we go on to the TAPMI interview now?
Yes, ma'am. So TAPMI interview, it was a long process. So they have a written ability test, which I had. Again, it was related to like dual citizenship. So
Okay.
as
Okay.
an Indian, as we are in India, so we should. Do we need this dual citizenship or not? So
Hmm.
again, after this written ability test, will be directly sent to group discussion, where there will be two panelists, and there will be around uh, uh, 8 to 11 students in the group
Okay.
discussion, and we'll be having around 10 minutes, I guess. So
Okay.
this was my first group discussion, but as I had attended some of the SMT sessions regarding that, I was knowing some of the key points where to add on if.
And the mock GDs also.
Yes, ma'am. So during those sessions, I had those ideas. So it really worked well, because this dual citizenship, I was not I didn't had
Expecting.
much knowledge on it, so I didn't started. But as you said, I heard 2 to 3 points. Then I gave my point before it got really messed up. So I was able to give my point. I was the fourth person to give my point, and again I heard theirs, and also acknowledged their point, as you mentioned during those mock. So that really adds up, I guess, and adds up the point. So I was able to acknowledge their point, and move on with those, and also I was able to get 3 entry points within those time, and I was
Very good.
really happy. At the last,
That's great.
also I was able to add on points, so it was a good group discussion. And later on, we again sequentially they'll send us for the interview. And here also I literally remembered your words, because right after when I went to interview, I was again shortlisted for banking and financial service, and also for the MBA core. But right after, there were two panelists. So right after they knew that I had done CFA level one, I guess one of the panelists was finance professor, I guess. So so the interview was continued like a case study. He started to ask me. He gave me two companies with the like company A and B, and he told me, you what and all information you need I'll provide you, but you have to assess which is good and which is bad. He gave a stock price for those two, and it was very blunt, like one stock price is 10 rupees and one more stock price is 1 lakh rupees. And you ask me any details, I'll provide you, you just have to assess it. And that moment of time I realized that in the mock also I was unable to answer few of the basic finance question, but later on I started to jot down those questions, and I was also able to remember all the market multiplier like PE ratios, and those things I actually said though, and I was able to ask them about the revenue and how the income statement goes. And I recalled those things, and it really went well, because as far as I remember, it was the most technical intensive interview till now, and it really went so well that after this case study they didn't have any question. Like only one panelist asked me about all
Great.
this, and he literally asked another panelist, like, do you have any questions? He told, no, I don't have any questions. Like, they again asked me only, like, do you have any questions, like that. So it was totally a case study based interview, and I was
Wow.
very
Wow.
happy that I was able to crack those. I was able to remember those, because during the mock also I had prepared, but I was very nervous, because right after the mock, I was able to remember, oh, these equations, these formulas I actually had practiced, but why didn't I remember during those mock? But actually, those mock sessions really helped me to tackle with this main interview. I was able to
So
answer
glad.
them with
It shook
very
you up. And then
actually.
you were like, no, I had to go back. And you did an actual live case study you answered. That's great. That's very good, Nikhileshwar. Anything else that you want to add from the TAPMI interview?
Actually, that was all, ma'am. So I had
Wow,
the
wow,
case
wow.
study. So
Very
they
nice.
asked
And I
me.
think from what I know this morning, you messaged me saying that you converted TAPMI. You've got a
Yes, ma'am.
final call
Actually,
letter.
I converted. I'm so happy that I converted both the courses. They have selected me with for the BKFS also, and for the core also. They have
Wow.
shortlisted me.
Same college getting two calls. That's a big deal, Nikhileshwar. It's a big deal.
Yes,
They
ma'am.
generally don't do that. They're like, एक college में एक seat देना चाहिए. But that means they really found you to be very, very deserving. That is why they thought that let the choice be with the student. Otherwise, very few colleges do that. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
so
I'm so
happy for
happy
you.
for that.
Congratulations. Big congratulations. No matter what choice you make, we're always there for you. But yes, before we sign off, a few more questions. Just tell me your top three strategies, not for me, but for our viewers out here, so that when they are preparing for their selection mastery, when they are preparing for all these business school interviews, because you said you did a live case discussion and analysis, you did a VAT, you had a GD, you had a PI, and of course you had to fill in the detailed application forms for all of these universities. Especially in some cases, you had applied for the same course, like same college for two different courses.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
multiple courses, and then you had multiple forms to fill. So you basically went through all the processes, all the stages. What would your top three strategies be for the aspirants of next year?
Yes, ma'am. So I want to mention that people focus more on the CAT exam. So I believe we have to start preparing ourselves, build our profiles in a very early stage. And I believe building this profile not only gives us confidence, but it really helps us, because as the CAT exam was very near, I had to fill many colleges forms, and at that moment of time it would be very hectic, because we have to revise the formulas for CAT exam, and at the same time the deadlines would be very near to many of the top colleges. So that process really went very well, because I was able to revise properly, because I had already made a note on my profile and my strengths, weakness, and also my career, my interest, and my future goals. So I was able to write. I was having that clear picture to write my SOPs. So I believe we have to start in a very
So
early
number
stage.
one is start in advance and do not wait for you to clear the exam.
Yes.
All right. And the second strategy, what would that be?
Yes, ma'am. Second strategy is so as I think many and including me, I had like we prepare for these interview sessions by only reading stuffs, and I believe that we have to that helps us in a very foundational way. But I believe to be exceptionally to be unique in the interview, we have to participate. And we have to have these sessions, or we have to build ourselves by talking, not by just listening to what we need to talk. So I believe we have to start early on these sessions, and to have some mock practices, not only like before, not only near to the interview, but way before, because these
So
skills are
learn by
very.
doing. Basically,
Yes.
learn by doing. Like let your put your learnings into action. So for that, you need a platform where you can come across, compete with people, understand how they are going to talk to you, have all these mock GDs, mock PIs, and start preparing yourself in advance. Two of them. Very good points. Very, very good points, Nikhileshwar. And I'm so glad you realized this along the way as well.
Yes.
So third strategy.
The third strategy for me personally was I needed some assistance. To be honest, like I was, as you know, I am a working professional. I had free time around evening only, so I believe we have to stick on to a proper guidance from someone, any senior, or some good coaching, which I would prefer Vair itself, because I am a part of Vair, and
Yes.
where I got this proper mentorship. Because I believe there are many resources, but to pick the good one is also a kind of strategy for cat aspirants, because it really matters to their success in the future. So I believe to have that proper mentor and guidance with the people who had done this gives makes the process very easy. And I believe I believe this as a really as a strategy, because it had helped me to cover up my work to cover up my work also, and I was able to handle all these things and also build my profile. So I believe we have to work accordingly, and make a schedule, and go
Mhm.
about it, because going blindly just to if I'm free right now, I'll study, that doesn't work,
So
because it's a very
basically,
competitive.
hand holding, personal mentorship, personalized coaching, these are the things that you are pointing out to be the third strategy. So,
Yes.
yes, and of course, when you have a chance to be for a community like Wire, then that would be the icing on the cake.
Yes.
So, great. I think all these three strategies, looking at your journey, I feel you've actually implemented all this in reality. Like you said, that it's not only about learning, it's also about doing. So, I think you have learned everything so well. You have dedicatedly sent me all the drafts. You have, done research, taken feedbacks very seriously, been very apologetic. No, ma'am, I'm sorry, I forgot the formula. I'll definitely look it up. And then I saw that you were also surprised that I've forgotten this formula. But
Yes.
then you were like, I'll get up from here, I'll do it again. And then see, you had like four interviews, five interviews, six interviews, back to back, back to back. And then you said your confidence was like, okay, I'll go for a lunch and come back for an AI prompted interview.
Yeah.
So that's really good to know. All right, final. So I think you've spoken about it throughout, but if you had to tell the other aspirants in two lines, how did the Vibe community and the selection mastery trainings with me help you with regards to your selection process training?
Yes, ma'am. So mainly, I want to say is that I got the proper mentorship, because that was lacking in my schedule. So I'm very grateful for the Wear community to make a precise schedule for me, and it really worked well. So I want to say for all the cat aspirants that it's not late to start at the because I had that same doubt when I started when I joined the Wear community, because I it was around the month of August, I guess. So I was very doubtful about myself. So I believe that anyone who is enough to dream big uh, has to not doubt themselves and start somewhere, and not to doubt about themselves. So I believe that confidence on themselves and the consistency, that's all matter in this journey. So I believe these might help anyone to crack.
All right, great. Thank you so much for your time, your insights, your experience, your learnings. Nikhileshwar, I'm sure the future aspirants are going to benefit by tons. And before we sign off, all the best. I hope you are able to, there are more call letters coming in, there are more offers coming your way, and you have a very difficult time choosing the right one for yourself, because I want the options to be like multiple, multiple, multiple for you. So, all the
Thank
best,
you.
Nikhileshwar. Signing off. Thank you, everyone, for your attention. See you soon.